What if the thing blocking you from your life's work isn't a lack of talent, but an unhealed shadow protecting an old wound? In this shadow tarot reading, we're uncovering the surface struggle, the root wound that's beneath it, and the hidden power waiting to be reclaimed so you can step fully into the work you are meant to do. Hi everyone, I'm Heather and this is Dogstar Astrology and Tarot. Welcome to the pack. Today's reading is a shadow tarot reading for the collective, and it is all about uncovering what blocks you from living your life's work. The work that feels meaningful, that feels purposeful, and that is deeply aligned with who you truly are. This reading is for those of you who know you are here for something more but feel stuck, stalled, or unsure why it's so hard to fully step into it. Shadow work isn't about fixing yourself, it's about understanding the protective patterns that formed when you had to survive and learning how to transform them now. We're going to be working with 7 cards in this reading, and I encourage you to stay until the very end because the final cards reveal not just healing, but empowered action. This is an invitation to meet your shadow with compassion, reclaim your power, and realign with the work that your soul came here to do. So take a breath, set an intention, and let's see what the cards reveal. I'm going to give the cards one more shuffle before I start laying them out. Yep, that's as much as they want to do. For anyone who wants to know, I am using Tarot of the Shadow Realm. They're very beautiful cards. And okay, so this first card here is the Surface Struggle. And I'm just checking the camera to make sure that all the cards are going to be able to be seen. Yeah, that should do it. Okay, and then this next card here is the Root Wound. This one here is the Protective Pattern that we have, and then we move into the Hidden Fear. Okay, I'm going to have to do this because they're not going to fit in the camera. There we go. This is the Hidden Fear. This is the Unclaimed Power. This is the Healing Path. And this final card over here is the Empowered Action. Okay. If I feel like I need to pull clarifiers, I will. Okay, so very first card here, this is the Surface Struggle. So this is the challenge or the frustration that keeps showing up in your work or purpose, and you have the Chariot. So the struggle or the frustration here with the Chariot is really telling you that you feel like you're not moving forward, or you're not moving forward fast enough at the pace that you want to. For others of you too, because this is a collective reading, if you're finding that there's forward movement, or perhaps you don't want to move forward, this can also just be that you don't have a clear vision of what it is that you truly want in your career, and how to create abundance in your life. And that is the surface level struggle. And as we move into the next card, this is the Root Wound, and you have the Hermit. So this is what early experience or belief really shaped this struggle. And you know, Hermit is about that inner reflection, but as a root wound, it's for some of you, you're not inner reflecting enough. You're just focusing on goals without doing that internal work. As does it feel like it aligns with you, and really connecting with it. It might be something that you feel like you don't feel like there's some sense of purpose associated with what it is that you're doing. You're not getting that spiritual fulfillment from what you do. For others of you too, there's can be this feeling the root wound is about isolation. Perhaps in the past or in your earlier experiences, especially in the earlier experiences of your career, you were feeling like you were left out and you felt isolated and you kind of cocooned yourself away. And this has made it difficult for you to connect with others at work, to network in order to propel your career forward, if that's what the root wound is for you. If you don't, if your root wound, sorry, not your root wound, that surface struggle, if your surface struggle is that other thing that I mentioned where you're not sure on the direction that you're going in, then the Hermit side of that is where you don't feel like it's connected to your sense of purpose, what you're doing. There's that lack of connection with that spiritual side of yourself. So you're just focusing on your career as a career, a way of making money, versus how it aligns with you on a spiritual level. So those are the two different ways that I'm seeing that this is coming out. So I will just capture that. So one, if the chariot is you're not moving forward enough or fast enough, and you don't have clear visions of your goals, it is because you've kind of cocooned yourself. You don't have the networking in place. You've isolated yourself, or you've been forced to isolate at work from other people. So you don't have that mentor. You don't have the connections that are going to help you to move forward in your career and get those promotions, get those opportunities. And then for others of you where you're just completely at a loss of what it is you want to do and you have no clear forward direction, it is because you're not aligning to it with that sense of purpose. And that's coming from lack of spirituality linked to what it is that you do. Now, we're going to move into the protective pattern here. So this is what coping strategy or behavior you use to avoid any kind of discomfort. And you have the Page of Wands. So pages can be that novice energy, that novice, starting something brand new. But what I'm seeing here with the Page of Wands is the protective pattern. The coping strategy is you start taking on a whole pile of different things. Versus being the master of one thing, you're doing all these other different things. Like you're almost like the yes person, right? You're the yes man. You're going to someone wants help with something, you're there, you're doing it. And that's not necessarily a bad thing, but what it's doing is making you avoid any kind of discomfort where you have to create deep, true connections at work. If you're the person that's cocooning yourself, so then, and that's again limiting your career in the long run by being that way. But for others of you where it is, you're not getting that, you need more of that spiritual connection with what you're doing, how that impacts you with that protective pattern by being that yes person or taking on everything that comes your way is it's not letting you focus on one thing and really connect with it to figure out like what is it that I really want to do? What is it that really I connect with on a spiritual level and what direction I can then take my career? You're too scattered. Your energy is just too scattered. Now, your hidden fear is here. It's the Tower. And what it is it's you're afraid that if you let yourself be seen, really, with this Hermit card energy, and this doesn't matter if you're the cocooning person or you're the one that hasn't connected with your purpose and your career in a spiritual kind of way. This Tower is the hidden fear. So this is what you are afraid will happen if you fully step into your purpose. And you're afraid that your career is going to come tumbling down. For those of you who don't feel spiritually aligned, what happens? What is the fear if you feel like if you step into your purpose and you connect with your career on a spiritual level, you think that what you have built or what you have created is just going to crumble to the ground because maybe you know that you are not in the path on the path that you want to be on, you're supposed to be on. And for those of you who feel like you've hermited and you cocooned yourself away, the fear is that things are going to come tumbling down. People aren't going to like you because in the past you've had that root wound, right? Of feeling like you weren't accepted in some kind of way. And that's where that hidden fear is. The unclaimed power is this card here. So it's the Wheel of Fortune. So the unclaimed power is what strength or gift have I disowned or underused? Okay. And that is with the Wheel of Fortune. Wheel of Fortune can be karma. It is the universe having your back. What comes around goes around. It's also luck too and opportunity. And that's the one I want to focus on is that keyword, that opportunity. So the unclaimed power is not taking advantage of the good times, not taking advantage of the opportunities when they've presented themselves out of that hidden fear. Because again, you're afraid that if you are fully seen, everything's going to come crashing down. The status quo is going to come crashing down. And change is scary for everyone. And that is where that fear is lying. So this is your unclaimed power. It's the universe is trying to open doors for you, but you're not taking them. You're not taking those opportunities. So with that Wheel of Fortune, when you see that those opportunities come, you need to just go for it and try and quiet that fear. Let yourself step outside your comfort zone and just take a chance, take a risk here, because you're going to find that it's going to pay off. Okay. There is abundance waiting for you. You just haven't been able to align with it at the moment. Now, this one here at the bottom is, I'm just making sure that I can see it in the camera. Okay, you have the Six of Coins as your healing path. So what practice, what mindset or support can really help me heal and move forward? I love it being the Six of Coins. This is the card of reciprocity, and this really speaks to that surface struggle and that root wound, because being the card of reciprocity, this is if you need help asking for it, right? So when we go back to that surface struggle of not feeling like you can move forward, and why? Because of that root wound of cocooning. So when it's translated that way, for those of you who cocoon, this is that there's that fear of asking people for help because of fear of rejection, a fear of being told no. And this is the healing path. This is the mindset and the support that can help you heal and move forward, is learning how to ask for help. Whether or not that's delegating responsibilities or just even asking for advice, asking for someone to that you can be your mentor or your guide or whatever that is, or even someone that you can ask to help and help them with a task so you can learn new skills, and that might open opportunities for you as well. For those of you who, rather than the cocooning, you're not aligning spiritually, then again, that Six of Coins is asking for help. Go seek someone who helps with personality tests and career alignment, and really find out what it is that you align with, that's going to help you align with your purpose and that sense of feeling like you are in tune with yourself spiritually, right? What gives you that feeling of like, I'm doing something meaningful and that has value, not only for me, but for other people. So seeking out that help and guidance, especially from like some kind of a career counseling point of view. And then finally, our last card here, we have empowered action. So what aligned step can you take to reclaim my purpose with courage? And you have the Eight of Wands, and I love this here. This is communication. This is changes. This is things happening very at a breakneck speed, changes happening quickly, and but it's through communication. So really it's putting yourself out there. For those of you who have cocooned, this is you getting out there. This is you networking. For those of you who feel like your root wound is not allowing you to align with the true path and purpose that you are meant to do, then this is you getting that counseling or getting that seeking someone that can give you that clarity or help you find that clarity, and then going out and putting those resumes out, making those connections that way. And that is how you are going to, that's your empowered action in order to move forward and reclaim and realign with what you are meant to do in this lifetime. So I hope you enjoyed this reading. Before you go, take a moment to reflect on what came up in this shadow reading, especially the unclaimed power and the empowered action card. Shadow work isn't about judging the parts of yourself that adapted to survive. It's about thanking them and choosing differently now. Your life's work isn't blocked because you're broken. It is paused because something within you has been waiting to be seen, has been waiting to be healed, and waiting to be integrated. Thank you for being here, for doing this deep work, and for running with the pack. I'm Heather. This is Dogstar Astrology and Tarot, and I will see you in the next reading.